was super awesome getting to meet that guy.
And he just had no problems just saying that was a stupid question or...
Yeah, he just busted our balls the whole time.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I'm glad he was himself. I was just like, all right, kind of taken aback because I didn't want to fire back at him, but I wonder what would have happened. Yeah,
he's too he might have respected like busting balls back, but for me, he's too much of a veteran.
Oh, yeah.
In stand-up for me to have anything to say.
I mean, I probably could have... I mean, in the Army, I was really good at busting balls.
Mm-hmm.
With you guys, I don't really know you that well because I only see you once a week.
Yeah.
You a little more often because we do other things together. But, yeah, just coming out and going, well, you're an old man.
Yeah.
That
Plus, like, you saw his act, right?
Oh, yeah.
No matter what anybody said, he was able to turn it back around on him.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was the coolest. Where, like that one lady started talking about fucking her or something.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, that wouldn't have. And he was like, of course I would fuck you. Who wouldn't have sex with these two guys sitting next to you would have sex with you? And she was like, no, they wouldn't. He's like, you have low self-esteem.
And then they got kicked out.
Yeah, they got kicked out. That was amazing just to watch him work. I so badly wanted to go back for the Saturday Late Show to see what that looked like in comparison to the Thursday show, but...
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
But it was funny was the size of that guy compared to him. I mean, he was huge.
Yeah.
And he would have just ripped through those two rows between the two of them. And it would have looked like Godzilla ripping through Manhattan.
Right.
Or Tokyo or whatever.
He was drunk enough.
Oh, yeah, yeah. But Bobby didn't back down. That's what was so cool. He was just like, somebody's got his back, is what he was assuming, I'm sure. Or I'm a little more fleet of foot than you are.
Well, at the works, I better fleet of foot. At the works, I would hope there's security standing somewhere, especially at like Bobby's show.
Yeah, behind those pillars there, I saw movement. There was one on either side. There was one person back down the hall, and then that other pillar there near the girl, there was somebody back there. So I think there was two guys ready to tackle Godzilla if he went nuts.
Man, they are hardcore there. Like they are. They are, I'm trying to think, sticklers for things.
Yeah.
So it can be difficult to work there as opposed to somewhere like the Improv, which is very lax. But at the same time, there's parts of that where that's really good to have, where like, I don't know where they're hiding, but they're hiding out of sight as to not disrupt the show, but they will be right there all of a suddenly.
What I couldn't
like
believe...
They're good at their job.
Yeah, but I couldn't believe that they let that one group just keep jabbering.
Yeah.
Over to our right.
Yeah. The one group. I guess they were in the back. They didn't. I don't know.
I missed a
couple. They were talking through the whole show. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad our group was fairly subdued.
Fairly. Yeah. God damn it.
Yeah. There was. Yeah.
That whole show was just. It was mayhem. It was chaos the whole time, it was fun watching him just move it around.
Yeah. And he just didn't... Most everybody, except for that... I mean, when he started making fun of the two guys about being homosexual, that was hysterical. And they just rolled with it.
Yeah, they just rolled with it.
He just kept coming back at him. Then he kind of do a pseudo-apology and then hit him again in the face. It's like, no, I'm sorry. He'd step on their foot and then straighten out their tie.
Yeah, exactly.
Kick him in the groin and dust off their shoulders.
Yeah. That was amazing watching that guy work.
Yeah.
I want to see him some more. Because when I was when I was a kid, first getting into stand-up, I didn't get it. Like, I didn't get what he was doing. And I was like, Asians are squinty. I get it. No, I didn't. There's a lot more going on there to watch him work now that I've been doing stand-up a little bit. Or like, to be able to say some of that horrendous shit to an audience full of people.
And
like
have them eat it up.
Have them eat it up. Yeah, and get away with it. And if anyone says anything, you turn it back on them so that they look like the asshole.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's like, you paid to see my show. I'm going to flip it back on you because now you're interrupting what I'm doing. You're interrupting my livelihood here, punk. I'm here to make you laugh and point out the idiots and let everyone else laugh at you.
Yeah.
If you're stupid enough to open up your yap.
Yeah, I haven't listened back to the audio yet. I just have the memory of it. Yeah. But it's on there. I looked at it. I'm excited to kind of go through because I have to do a few cuts in it just from when he like left the room and stuff. But remember, like he came in first kind of said hi, and then he left for drinks. And
oh yeah, I didn't know you were recording at that point.
Yeah, I recorded everything.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to make sure.
What I did like about it is it was a whole group thing.
Yeah.
You know, when I was searching for a question or a follow-up question, you came in right away, and that was cool. I was just like, yes.
Yeah, I'm excited to get just keep getting better at this and doing better and better podcasts, especially if we get to meet and interview people like Bobby.
Yeah.
You know. Okay, well, I guess I'll put the recording up now after this little intro.
So how do you want me to do the intro?
I don't know. We can basically just here's our podcast with Bobby Slayton, the great Pitbull of Comedy, Bobby Slayton.
Yid Vicious.
Yeah, Yid Vicious. That was awesome. Yeah. I didn't know that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Because that's how when I looked it up, I was like, holy crap, that's Yid Vicious. Because I had heard him years ago on Live 365 on the comedy channel on that. Because it was like pre-Pandora. Anyway, I remember hearing, they would just do a little soundbite, like Brian Regan, Yid Vicious, or whatever.
Really?
They say Bobby Slayton, a.k.a. Yid Vicious. And that's what his first name, or his actual name never stuck in my head, just Yid Vicious did.
Yeah.
So I pictured him as pretty much like he is, but with the little locks around his,
Right. Maybe it's kind of like Gabriel Iglesias and Fluffy. Like people remember that part.
Yeah.
I told Wellman that name when I found out about it, and he about doubled over laughing.
Yid Vicious?
Yeah, Yid Vicious.
So, all right.
So this was, we'll just do it naturally. So this was our recording of right before the Thursday show at the Comedy Works with Bobby Slayton.
In Denver.
Yep.
Comedy Works in Denver with Bobby
Comedy
Slayton.
Works in Denver, yeah. The downtown club.
The downtown, yes. Not the piece of crap club. No. I've never been to the other one. I shouldn't.
No.
Do not put that on air.
You should see it just to see it. But I far prefer the downtown club.
I liked it, except for there was...
The lights were kind of up. It was weirding me out.
They were up, and the fact that there was no table.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to eat, and then every time I set my food down on the chair next to me that was vacant, somebody tried to grab it. I had to... No.
Yeah.
It's not... Look, there's still a chicken plank on there.
Uh-huh.
Who's going to leave that? I can see if there's 3 fries. Take it.
Yeah.
But if there's a whole chicken plank still sitting there, there's a fat guy sitting next to it. Why are you taking it?
Yeah.
Are you crazy? You paid $17 for this?
Yeah. When I when I went and saw Joey Diaz there, it was dark.
Yeah.
It was dark in that room. Like they had some lights on the floor so no one fell over something, but it was dark. I don't know if that was a stylistic choice, but I would have thought you would want it to be real dark in there for probably.
Unless that's the way Bobby wanted it.
Yeah. Maybe he likes picking people all the way out in the back.
Yeah.
Of the audience.
Wants to include everyone in his insults. Doesn't want to leave anybody out. But yeah, I thought that was fun for the Wheel podcast first live interview.
Right.
Being Bobby Slayton, Yid Vicious, the Pitbull of Comedy, and he lived up to it, and it was just so much fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, here he is.
It's already done. We did it without you.
Not only am I deaf, I'm not going to understand one fucking thing he says to me. Do we have a translator here?
Me.
How are you?
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Let me go get. You guys need a drink or something?
I'm good.
You want no duels or a Diet Coke and cranberry?
Are you serious? Diet Coke and cranberry?
Yeah.
Drinks.
That's what I drank since I got sober.
Oh my God!
Almost
that makes me want to have a drink. Diet. Oh my God! That could be the. Holy shit! You don't have diabetes?
No.
All right, let me go get a drink myself, and I'll come do this. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Is that getting him a drink or no? I don't know.
Yeah.
Is I supposed to get him a drink?
It's all good.
Nah, he's good.
Good,
He
he's good.
didn't specifically.
There's water there if you want it. But where do you want me to sit?
Wherever you're comfortable. You can sit on Chris's
It's all
lap.
good.
Take the couch.
Oh, let's sit right here. Do I have to hold that? Hold that?
I have a mic for you.
Give me the fucking mic.
Yeah.
Hold the mic for me.
This
Where am I him? I can hold my own mic.
No, I have a condenser for him.
Pick
All
it
right.
up the road.
This is Nyland,
Hi, how are you?
and this is John.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How long have you been doing this podcast for?
Just a couple weeks.
You just started doing it?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's,
All right.
we suck.
How long has this lasted for right now?
Mm.
How long are we doing?
How
Like,
long are we doing? As long as you can stand it.
mm,
I mean, we figured that we'd probably try to end at 7:30.
Beautiful. Let's go.
All right.
All right.
So, my first question for you is: you were born in Scarsdale, New York. What was it like growing up there?
That's a dumb first question, but okay. I think I can handle it. You know, let me tell you what's funny is everybody thinks I'm from New York City because the way I talk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody thinks he's drunk. Which
Yeah.
he is. He actually, before he stopped drinking, he sounded perfect, Chris, by the way. If he drank again, he'd sound fine. You know, it's funny, my first couple years of my life, I was living in the Bronx. And then I was born in Manhattan. But, you know, my parents made money, not a lot of money, but enough to get us out of the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
So we moved up to the suburbs. And, you know, it's funny because I probably grew up in the perfect Leave It to Beaver-ish, but close to New York City. The neighborhood was great. It was like 20 minutes from Yankee Stadium. You know, it was a 40-minute train ride into Times Square, but it was the beauty of the suburbs, you know. But you don't appreciate that when you're a kid, you know. And what's funny is everybody thinks that this New York accent that I have is actually from years of yelling on stage. It's not really a New York accent, because if you listen to me as a kid, I had like this high prepubescent Jay Leno kind of voice, but it wasn't really a New York voice. But all the years of opening for bands and smoking cigarettes and working smoky nightclubs and just, you know, my act was always so yelling all the time. I mean, Chris probably remembers that. And, you know, it's not that it's so layered now, but, you know, I had vocal cords, like notes taken off a few times. Same thing that I guess, you know, Rod Stewart had a lot of singers get it, you know, from all the screaming and singing. But so I learned a little bit how to speak better. But, you know, I don't think all the alcohol and cocaine. So that made this voice turn into this voice. Because when I did Norm Crosby's Comedy Show, probably, Chris, before you did stand-up. What year did you start stand-up?
84.
84. God, I think, when did I start? 77? So, like, the first show every comic did was Norm Crosby's Comedy Show. And I watched one of them. And I really do have this squeaky kind of, you know. And the material was, of course, horrendous. Horrendous. It was nothing like, you know. Anytime I think about how bad I am now, and most comedians always think that because you can always be better, and there's always somebody better than you. And even Eric Clapton thinks he's a crappy guitar player, you know, compared to, everybody's always looking to who's better, who's newer, who's fresher. But when I look back at what I did back in those days, I go, oh my God, I've come a long way. You know, and I should, but there was crap for 40 years. Are we done?
No. One of the questions that's been plaguing, I mean, I've known Chris for about 8 months now,
right.
And he tells me all kinds of stories.
Do you understand the stories?
What was that?
Do you understand the stories when he tells them to you?
Oh, absolutely, yes. I just want to know, what was the craziest thing that you and Chris have ever done? What's the craziest story? Yes.
Well, we never really hung out much. I'd see him at the Improv all the time.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I'm trying to remember where I would see you a lot. Well, you were an improv guy, right?
Right.
But I never played the Comedy Store. Do you do the Comedy Store at all?
Not too much.
No. You should read Rich Scheidner's book. I'm reading it now, and it's called Kicking Through the Ashes. And so many comics. I'm writing a book about my life, career, whatever, because I have some really great stories. But I don't know if Chris and I have any stories. I never hung out that much when I was living in L.A., because even now I'm on the road so much. And, you know, I just started taking time off. I could finally slow down. And when I'm home, I just stay home. I got a great house. Not a big house, not a fancy house, but a great house. And it's got a pool and a great kitchen. And all I like to do is swim and cook. And I work out in my garage. I turned it into a little gym. And I got my dog and my Netflix. I never want to leave my house, ever. And when people go, hey, we should get together, we should have dinner, I go, you know, you can come over here, I'll make you dinner, but I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the LA traffic and drink and drive and just deal with all, you know, if I never have to get on a plane again, would be great. I mean, even coming here to Denver, it's an hour-and-a-half flight. I got upgraded to first class. The Comedy Works here, beautiful, one of my favorite clubs, one of the classic all-time clubs. Where did you start, Chris?
I started here.
I thought so.
And at the old McKelvey.
I thought so, yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is one of the towns that, you know, this Chicago Zanies, the Punchline San Francisco, there's about a dozen clubs, so most of which are still there. So I love coming to this town, but it's still a pain in the ass. Just to deal with the airport and deal with the hotels, it's just, I mean, it's great if you're staying in a Four Seasons or a Ritz-Carlton, but the bottom line is you're still in a hotel. I'd rather be in my bed, with my television and my girlfriend, and, So, so I don't really play, like I was saying, I didn't really hung out in the old days because I was on the road, and now that I have a house, I don't ever want to leave it. So,
yeah, I think like in Montreal.
Montreal, we run into Montreal Comedy Festival.
We would run into
Yes.
each other.
Yes. And he'd actually run into me. In the wheelchair, he'd actually run into me. That's when he was drinking. And he was hell on wheels, this guy.
Very
Literally.
How many weeks out of the year?
Who's this guy? Why is he talking? Who's this guy? I'm glad Chris has a podcast and everybody talks about him. It should be my podcast. Okay, what?
How many weeks out of the year are you on the road?
Well, I was on the road. Well, up until last year, I was on the road, let's say 3 weeks out of the month, give or take.
Okay.
And, a lot. And I wouldn't stay on the road. I'd do a gig and I'd come home because I'd have 3 or 4 days off. And I wanted my frequent flyer miles so I could reach that executive platinum status on American Airlines. So I'd go somewhere and come home for 2 days, and then go back out again. So packing, unpacking. And, it gets... I don't like to bitch about it because, people have a lot worse jobs than being a stand-up comic. But they're going to work, wear name tags and sit in traffic all day, go to work and do all that crap. But, it's been really frustrating working comedy clubs when I see a lot of my opening acts. I'm not bitter about it, very happy for them, playing these big theaters. And every time I do a show or a movie, I've done some major movies, and I was on a series on HBO for 2 years, and just really never did shit for me. But, it's okay. And now it's like to the point where I'm 60 years old. I'm just so tired of the road, And I see why Jerry Seinfeld likes it, because he makes it a night when I probably make it a year, in his private jet, staying at a private floor at Caesars, So I see why he enjoys it, and he deserves it, because I think he's one of the greatest comics ever. But for me, people go, "Don't you love doing comedy?" Well, work in the trenches here. It gets, because you still deal with, and Chris knows this, you still deal with all these assholes. When Louis Black does a show, or they go to see Louis Black, or they go to see Dave Chappelle, and they go to see you. A lot of these people come to a comedy club because they just come to a comedy club. They heard me on the radio, or they got free tickets, or they're tourists, or they love coming to the Comedy Works. So I'd say half this audience is not here to see me. And all you need is one table of drunks to fuck up the whole show. And they usually right up front, nobody else can hear them, but us. Yeah. And it's not that easy to talk over them. Some guys could do that and ignore them. I can't. I can't. I get some fucking broad talking on her cell phone or texting in the front row. I want to take that cell phone and stick it up her pussy. And that's what's good about doing a podcast. You can say pussy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I did want to ask you, when I was looking at the show on the Comedy Works website, and even when I called in, they kept reminding me that the show may be offensive. And
well, that's Wendy, who runs the club. She's very sensitive about that.
I know.
I think it's really silly. But, a few clubs do that because I used to be, I think, a little bit more confrontational and antagonistic with people. I still am, if they start it. But I don't think as much as I used to be because I have a lot more material now. So I think you get pigeonholed that people seem to think, you got to remember when you're in a club and, there's 300 people and everybody walks out saying that was a great show, one of the best shows I've ever seen, but they don't say anything. It's the 2 or 3 tables of angry lesbians or uptight hippies or pissed off whoever they are who marry. It's like when you go to a restaurant. You don't hear about all the people that had a great meal. You hear about the person that had food poisoning. Or 4th of July weekend. You don't hear about all the people that took out a boat and had a great time. It was the idiot who got drunk and killed 4 people. So you'll hear about. So I think over the years I would have people complain or write letters, but and you think now more than ever people would be, with all the crap going on in the world, people are more politically correct now than ever. And and ever since Trump got elected, which I'm having a hard time dealing with, not just because I hate him with a passion. I don't even like to call him Trump, President Pumpkinhead, but if people like him and I make fun of him, he get pissed. And people now, I've always made fun of illegal immigrants. I've always done gay jokes. I've always made fun of women. And now I think I hate white people more than anybody. I always hated minorities and women and gays, and I'm Jewish too. But now I hate white people more than all of them put together. I hate white people. They're the worst. So now my whole life's being turned upside down. You know, the Republicans, I mean, they're like a bunch of Nazis, and I mean that in the nicest way.
What was the turn? What started you down that road instead?
I think the Trump administration.
The Trump administration.
But you know what? When I say white people, I mean, you know, what's in the White House now. You know, everybody. Hey, believe me, rich white people are terrific. I wish I was a rich white person. But you know, it's just things are, you know, the coal miners and the deplorables and the cowboys and the rednecks and the, you know, the rich oil barons and the Wall Street people, and it's just rich, horrible, selfish white people. Mm-hmm. You know, awful. So now I think I hate everybody.
It took 40 years to get to everybody.
Yeah, it took a while because, you know, yeah. Actually, you know what it is now? I don't think I care anymore. I used to care a lot. Global warming would be horrible, but you know what? If there's no polar bears, I'm not losing any sleep over it. I mean, people, what about your grandchildren? I don't have any fucking grandchildren. I don't care what happens in 30, 40 years. You know, I don't want to worry about it. I just want to get through my day. You know, if we want polar bears, Steven Spielberg CGI, he can make it like he made Velociraptors. I'm not concerned about the polar bears. I just want to get through my day. And, you know, I don't litter. I eat dolphin-safe tuna. I make a right turn at a red light. And I don't hit my dog. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. The world can go fuck itself. Every one of them. Everybody, except for you guys. This is the best show I've ever done. I just wish I could get a word in. It was Chris, shut up for a minute.
Well, my next question is, stand-up when you were starting is a lot different than now. What do you feel about?
Now we have electricity. When I started, we did it by candlelight, and my contract was written by a quill pen. And a man with a wig, in a little office, he looked like Scrooge, and he'd sit there by the coal-burning fire and count out the shillings. And he had to wear gloves with no fingers. It was a horrible time. It was the best of times, but it was the worst of times. I don't know, Chris. Do you think it's changed? Well, I mean, I don't know how much it's really changed. Changed in what way? I mean, there's more people doing it, or there's more women doing it, or there's more TV. I don't know what you mean by it's changed.
What I mean, I tried starting it in the 90s, and it seemed like the 90s were rife with stand-up. It just seemed like it just blew up all over the place.
It just blew up. It started late 70s, early 80s was a comedy boom. If you read all these books about the comedy scene, it was really then. Probably going full steam ahead in the 90s. And you don't seem like you were ever very funny, so, you know, probably no. So what was that? No, what was happening? What was happening in the 90s that's different than now?
No, it just seemed like the 90s went from storytelling, or storytelling kind of came in. It seemed like prior to that, it was a lot of one-liners. There was a lot of albums. There weren't specials out like there are now. Netflix is just rife with specials.
Well, I don't know about that, because the 70s and 80s, Showtime and HBO, they were doing a lot of specials right before Netflix, you know, and they had the Young Comedian specials, and they had, they're probably a lot more now. But, you know, as far as the storytelling thing, you know, I mean, Bill Cosby is always a storyteller. Yeah. And, I mean, I'm trying to remember who else was storytellers. Told,
Bob Newhart.
Yeah, storyteller. So I don't know. I think everything's cyclical. I think things just. But I remember there still being in the 70s, 80s, 90s, there were political comics, there were storytelling comics, there were prop comics. You know, there's just more people doing it now. So there's more of everything, and there's more avenues to do stand-up comedy. You know, people ask me how to get started. I don't know what to tell them. I don't know what to say.
Exactly. I mean,
how did we start? You just do it, right?
Yeah, and keep doing that.
You just keep doing it. So I don't know what, you know. And when I started, I was very lucky because, like I said, there was a comedy boom going on, and in San Francisco, where I started, that town was particularly ripe for comedy. You know, I mean, there was New York and L.A., but there was there was Boston and I guess Chicago, but San Francisco had big comedy scenes. You know, like San Francisco was always an artistic town for music and everything, and I was living there. And I just happened to fall into stand-up, and, you know, I was emceeing a lot of shows. I had a lot of stage time, and that's how I got good, or supposedly good, or tried to get good. That's the only way you can get good. Get stage time. And I don't know what to tell these young comics anymore. I mean, if you look here at the Comedy Works in Denver, every time I play here, they don't bring in. A lot of cities bring in out of town comics, but they have so many guys here.
Yeah.
So many people doing it. So I don't know, and I don't even know when you have open mics anymore. So I don't even know how to get good.
Well, I grew up in the Bay Area as a kid, and I remember Robin Williams when he had when he did Mork and Mindy. That's when he blew up nationally.
Right.
But I guess my question was, you were doing open mics at these clubs in the 70s. Compared to now, there's so much everywhere. You, especially here in Colorado Springs, Denver, there's a lot of pot clubs that are doing open mics, and
that's horrific. That's where I was lucky because I did not do open mics. I did. There was a club called the Holy City Zoo where I did open mic. There was an open mic on a Tuesday night and a professional comedy night on Sunday. A little teeny hole in the wall club, and I did that only for a couple of months. But I was lucky because then a club opened up called the Punchline, and they needed. I became kind of like the house MC. I'd say 3 weeks out of every month, or 2 weeks out of every month, I MC'd there. So I would watch people at the time, Michael Keaton, Batman, and Lane Boozler, Seinfeld, Larry Miller, Bruce Baum, Denny Johnston. A lot of guys you'd see on Make Me Laugh. And there were a lot of comics. So then I moved up to middle act, which now they call feature, which I think is confusing. So you ready for your feature act? People they think that's a headliner because feature presentation like the movie. Middle act. Middle act. Sorry if that's too demeaning for you, little shit. You're middle act. Opener, middle headliner. Feature act. I think a special name. Like Norton, subterranean engineer. We're going to sewer. You deplorable douchebag. But anyway, and I mean that in the nicest way. But so I didn't really do a lot of open mics. But oh my God, in San Francisco at the time, in the 90s, 80s and 90s, you could work every night. And you never... there was a place called Tommy T's. That was, I think, more like the late 80s. He had 2 clubs, or 3 clubs at one time, and there was a club in Marin, there were clubs in East Bay, the South Bay, there was San Jose, and I mean, the whole Bay Area. Yeah. You had 2 full-time comedy clubs in the city, the other cafe, the Punchline, then Cobb's. So it became oversaturated. They brought a lot of out-of-town guys, but me and Kevin Pollak and Dana Carvey and Bob Sarlot, and guys like Bill Rafferty, who's no one with us. Huh? Will Durst. Yeah. I think he came late 80s, early 90s. I mean, it's all blended together now. So I don't remember, who else? Billy J. And I don't even remember half the people. Paula Poundstone.
Bubbles. Yeah. What's his first
Larry
name?
Bubbles Brown.
Larry Bubbles Brown.
And Paula and Bob Goldthwait had started out in Boston, and they moved to San Francisco where they really, exploded. So there were a lot of comics, a lot of guys. Whitney Brown went on to SNL to be a writer and do, the update. So we had and of course Robin was still around, before Mork, during Mork, after Mork. So he'd pop into the clubs all the time. A guy named Jeremy Kramer. There were a lot of people in a big, thriving comedy scene. Yeah. And it wasn't nearly like L.A. or New York. The comics weren't nearly as good. But,
You could make a living.
Just work in the Bay Area. And a lot of guys never get out of that. I moved down to L.A. in my late 20s and floundering around. Had a little crappy apartment trying to get acting work. I was a terrible actor. Terrible. I had some major auditions I should have nailed, but I was just off. I'm still not good, but I've learned how to do it. Yeah. I'm still not good, but I know how to play me, which is not easy to just play yourself and be natural on screen. I've done that in a lot of movies and shows, but back then, oh my God, the pilots that I blew and the things. And it was tough. But so I moved back to San Francisco with a girlfriend, and then finally moved back to LA a few years later because I knew I had to be there. I had to get out of San Francisco. You have to just be in LA. And audition for the Tonight Show, and now none of these people hang out. The casting people don't hang out in comedy clubs anymore. Nobody goes. They just see you on TV. You send them a tape, or send them a link, or watch them on YouTube. I mean, you don't need to go to a club to see anybody unless you're working with them to develop material. But if you want a comic for the Tonight Show, you don't need to go watch him at a club, really.
So what do you think about comics like Bo Burnham, who basically just started on YouTube and never really went to the clubs?
I think it's great. There's a lot of guys like that.
Yeah.
A lot of guys like that. There's a lot of guys that I go to a club. I play Thursday through Saturday, and Wednesday night, I come into a city a day early to do radio, and then I go down to the club and it's packed. And Some guys are, who's this guy? And not that he's good or bad, but who the hell's this guy? Where did he come from? YouTube sensation, or downloaded something and it caught on, like, went viral. I was never into all that crap. I couldn't care less. I mean, it's great. And there are YouTube sensations now that are packing clubs, and all they have is 10 or 15 minutes of material. And then they sell $1 million worth of merchandise and making a lot of money. And I'm not jealous of that. It's just that bothers me, that there are some people who will pack clubs who are just not that good. And I love to see people who are great, and I don't, who are doing great.
Yeah. But
you see these, people just catch on to YouTube, or, and it's frustrating to watch somebody that's not that good never be that good. I'm not saying Bo. I'm saying that there's plenty of great people doing it. And I put stuff on YouTube. And, I'm the kind of guy that every time I post something, I lose more followers. I'm minus 1,000 Twitter followers. I post something, I lose people.
See, I'm not easily offended. I love you. I think you're great. But, like, I just remember hearing a lot of stuff about Bo Burnham not cutting it, and he didn't have to suffer through the comedy clubs.
Well, that's good. God bless him. Good for him.
Like,
there's no reason you have to suffer.
Yeah.
If you could make it and become, there's a lot of guys in LA who were never great comics, but they started doing it because they were actors, and they thought stand-up at the time in the 80s and 90s and 70s was a great way for talent scouts to see them. Yeah. So all these mediocre comics would put together an act, and they were fine, they were good. They weren't real comics. But, that never bothered me either. If you have the balls to get on that stage, and you can get stage time, and you can get laughs, and you can sell tickets, that's what it's all about. It's not how you got there. Suffered for your art, and, it's nice to know a lot of us suffer for our art, but if you don't, well, more power to you.
Have you been living in LA since the second time you went back?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've been there. It's hard to believe that I've been living in Los Angeles for, 35 years. I mean, I was married for 30 years, married for 29 years. I met my wife, so we got 32 years. I've been there for solid 35 years. Yeah.
Wow. What was the thing you hit when you went back the second time that allowed you to stay there?
Well, what allowed me to stay there, Trump wasn't president, so I could live in California. Back then, I don't think Carter or Reagan, whoever was president, had a problem. I just got an apartment, and I realized I got to be in LA. By then, a lot of my friends from San Francisco, Dana Carvey, Kevin Pollak, a lot of them were living in LA. And I was a regular at the Improv, and I was working a lot. There was no reason for me to be in San Francisco. And, I could go back up there and play anytime I wanted to. But I kind of outgrew the city. I mean, and then I got to admit, I was a little jealous of people like Dana and Robin when they became so successful. They got to move back up and live up there, which is great. I never got to do that, they got to be back in the Bay Area again, which is great. Not too late, one of these days. But right now, I'm so happy in LA. As long as I don't have to leave my house and deal with people in traffic,
right.
I'm okay.
With the dog.
I live up on a hill,
Nice. Yeah, Carvey lives in Marin, and
Dana lives in Marin. He's got a beautiful home right in Mill Valley, but he actually moved back to L.A. last year, so his two sons wanted to do stand-up comedy. Yeah. So he moved back to L.A. He still has a house. I think he still goes up there. His wife goes up there every weekend. He still has a house in beautiful Mill Valley, which is a great, great town. It's just...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that...
The little theater. Yeah.
Yeah. It's great. Great town. Great, great town. You just walk out your door, great grocery store, great wine shop, and people go, you go nuts living up there. I think right now I'm at the age where if I could just go out to eat every night, and walk to the grocery store, walk back home, I'd be thrilled to death. Now, LA's not the place for that.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's driving.
Rooster Teeth Feathers. Have you ever played there in Sunnyvale?
Of course.
Yeah, I just remember when Carvey came back in 2008, one of his sons opened for him. And I know you've got a daughter who's an actress, right?
Right.
Have you guys ever done anything together?
We used to take a bath when she was 10.
No.
We can't do that anymore.
10?
Well, maybe until she was 8. But, it was not, before it was Rooster Teeth Feathers, it was the country store.
Yeah.
And we would drive down, they do one-nighters. Oh my God, this guy John Fox, not the comedian, but the promoter. It was Tuesday night at the country store, and there'd be a headliner, like 3 opening acts, and the headliner would go on to like, it was a long night. It was kind of a little country, rowdy crowd. They kind of tamed them after a while. When they realized it was comedy, they got thrown out if they didn't shut up. But the show would start at 8, and then there'd be a break at 9:30. You go on at 10, and they'd sell more drinks. And it was, and you get $50. I remember when I found that Carvey was getting 75. I got so pissed. But why I sold as many tickets as Carvey, and then I got 75, and it was like an hour drive to make $75. You know. I was out of pain in the ass. That was before it was called Rooster Teeth Feathers. But yeah, I played there for years. As far as me and my daughter, you asked if we ever did anything acting together?
Yes.
No, but somebody wrote, this could be in my book, Jenji Kohan, who went on to create Orange is the New Black, Weeds, great writer, producer, show creator, brilliant, wrote a great pilot for me years ago with me and my daughter. And it would have been the first show, I think, since like Ozzie and Harriet were a real family. You know, or, you know, the Lucy show, Real Families on television. Remember my manager going, don't worry so much about your daughter. And one of the networks we tried to sell to didn't get the idea of the show. And it was just ever since then, just dealing with morons. You know, the television business, just so many fucking morons. You know, and that's why there's so much crap on television. Now, there's great stuff. You have the Judd Apatows, and you have Jenji Kohan. You have people who are powerful enough to go, you want this? If not, I'll take it somewhere else.
Right.
So there are people that can, you know, and back then there was, you know, James Brooks, and there was Jimmy Comack, and there were some great people who could get any show on they wanted to. But now there's so much garbage on network television. It's mind-boggling to me.
Well, it seems like that we're in a second golden age of TV if you include like the stuff on HBO.
I can't even catch up with all.
And
it took me
Netflix.
Yeah, it took me a year to catch up with The Sopranos. It took me a year or 2 to catch up with Breaking Bad. There's still 25 shows I haven't watched.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing. People, have you seen, you know, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, which I thought was great. Have you seen it? It goes on and on and on, and I'm going, you know, I can't keep up with all this crap.
But you have to filter through all the garbage first.
Well, you know what? I watch the news every night, and then I'll watch John Oliver, and I'll watch Bill Maher, and I'll watch another 3 or 4 shows. I'm saying, how much can I sit in front of the television watching crap? So that's one of the great things about going on the road is when you know, when you have nothing to do, you take out your iPad and I start to catch up with stuff.
Yeah.
But no, there's more great television now more than ever, and it's not on network TV. I don't know how the networks stay in business. They're all garbage, you know.
Yeah.
But those are the people in the Midwest, you know, fat housewives and eat Pringles and, you know, follow Donald Trump. It's a fucked up country. I can't wait for global warming. I sit on an airplane, and I hate people so much. You know, if this plane went down, these people would all die. I don't feel so bad. I give up my life to get rid of them. Fat guys coming out with flip-flops, their fat wives. Oh, horrible, smelly people.
So do you watch?
Yeah.
Do you watch the news and Bill Maher specifically to stay up to date on politics?
I'm not a big political guy, but I've always loved Bill Maher. I love John Oliver, and I love Jon Stewart, and I read the paper every day. I mean, you know, when you're a comic, you do have 20 hours a day to do nothing. You know, this stupid podcast took 1 hour away from me, where I could have been watching the news or jerking off to something important.
We apologize.
Yeah, okay, fine. Too late now, Chris. No, I'm glad he has a podcast. Did he give you some of these questions, I hope?
No.
No.
No, that's all, John.
It was funny, if you didn't need him here and I didn't need you, I could have just done this by myself and sent you this. I could have made could have downloaded, just sent it to you.
But it was more fun for me than it was for you.
We done?
Yeah.
We can wrap it up.
Unless you have
Would you
more-
like to plug your book or anything? Dates?
Plug anything?
Who's listening to this? How many of your imaginary listeners are really
9.
to hear any of this?
We got 9.
9. Okay, that's exactly. I figured I did this.
Well, I would like to know when your book's coming out because I want to read it.
I'm working on the book. I keep rewriting it. I have a lot of chapters here to it because so much has happened in the last year for me. So I have to update the book tremendously. You know, I mean, there were 2 Woody Allen projects, and my wife died, and a new girlfriend. So my life has... 2016 was the best year of my life and the worst year of my life.
Wow.
So, you know, working for Woody was a dream. Not one thing, but 2 things. Then, you know, losing my wife after 30 years. And then I'm dating a woman that I met at her husband's funeral. So, yeah, to say 2016 was a little wacky. It was a little wacky. So, Life throws you some curveballs.
Right.
You know?
Well, I'm really excited to read about that. That sounds awesome.
Sorry to hear about what? Woody Allen? What'd you say?
No, he said he's excited.
I'm excited to read about that.
Oh, okay.
To read that story.
Okay, yeah, everything's interesting.
I love those books.
So that's where we must update the book. All right?
All right.
All right, I want to thank all your imaginary listeners. And Chris, you did a great job keeping this podcast moving along.
Yeah.
Thank
Not letting me get a
you.
word in. This is terrific. All right. You done?
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Bob.
Thank you.